From Washington, this is VOA News. Coming up, the latest on captured European monitors in eastern Ukraine, show of sympathy for the Holocaust from the Palestinian leader. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Norman. A group of European monitors detained by pro-Russian insurgents in eastern Ukraine appeared in public on Sunday to give assurances they are not being mistreated, even as negotiations began to secure their release. With armed rebels watching as they spoke, the leader of the monitoring for the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, German Colonel Axel Schneider, assured reporters in Slovyansk they were in good health. The insurgents called the 8 military observers prisoners of war. Schneider spoke about their detention.
Our presence here in Slovyansk is for sure a political instrument for the decision makers here in the region and the possibility to use it for negotiations.
Meantime, at a news conference in Malaysia, President Obama warned economic sanctions against Russia will be stiffened because he said Moscow is encouraging unrest in the largely Russian-speaking eastern Ukraine. Hardline nationalist turned pro-European reformer Alexander Vučić has been elected Serbia's new prime minister. 198 members of parliament voted in favor of Mr. Vučić as his new cabinet Sunday, while 23 voted no, 7 did abstain. Mr. Vučić told lawmakers they will sleep and eat inside the parliament building until they pass his economic reform package. He said the old way of doing things in Serbia has driven away investors and has failed to create jobs and fight corruption. New economic package includes spending cuts and tax increases. Opposition already is dismissing it as populism and empty promises. Saudi authorities confirmed 10 more deaths from the mysterious MERS virus, putting the death toll since the disease was first discovered at 102. 8 deaths were reported Sunday after 2 on Saturday. The nation's health ministry says there are now 339 confirmed cases of MERS since it was first found in Saudi Arabia 2 years ago. One case has also been confirmed in Egypt in a man who recently traveled to Saudi Arabia. MERS, also known as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, is related to the SARS virus, which has killed more than 800 people worldwide. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas has expressed rare sympathy for Jewish suffering. It came on the eve of Sunday's Holocaust Remembrance Day, an annual Israeli observance in memory of the 6 million Jews killed by the Nazis during World War II. Robert Berger reports.
Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has described the Holocaust as the most heinous crime against humanity in the modern era. Mr. Abbas issued the written statement on the eve of Holocaust Remembrance Day, an annual Israeli observance in memory of the 6 million Jews killed by the Nazis during World War II. It was an unusual comment for an Arab leader and appeared to be an about-face for Mr. Abbas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dismissed the comments of Mr. Abbas on the Holocaust, saying they were designed to placate global public opinion. Robert Berger for VOA News, Jerusalem.
International watchdog charged with getting chemical weapons out of Syria is calling on the government to hand over its remaining materials. Sigrid Kaag, Special Coordinator for the Joint Mission of the United Nations and the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, told a news conference in Damascus Sunday that more than 92% of Syria's chemical weapons have been removed from the country or destroyed so far.
I strongly encourage the authorities to complete the job as soon as possible in the proximity of Syria's own internal deadline of 27th of April, so the 30th of June deadline can be met.
Washington and its Western allies blame Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's forces for unleashing the nerve agent. Syrian government blamed the rebels in the country's civil war. Heavily armed peacekeepers have escorted some of the last remaining Muslims out of Central African Republic capital Bangui, trucking more than 1,300 people who for months have been trapped as Christian militants. You can get more on this story and the rest of the hour's news by going to our website at voanews.com.